Okay, so purely hypothetical. You see a guy at church, and this is actually something that happened to a friend of ours. We were at a game night or something like that, just having fun with a lot of different people, and there were a lot of women around this one guy, and they're all friends with him, and he has so many female friends, but yet he's on the side saying, I want to date a woman, I want. What do you guys think that says to us? If you have lots of female friends, because it's okay to be friends with women, right? But what do you think, what message do you think that sends to us?
Well, I'll say it was the other way around, and it was a woman full of other guys around. And I liked her, it'd be hard for me to approach her. I'd be thinking, one, she's dating one or another one, and I'm not going to intervene or get in the way.
Yeah.
But, so that'd be number one. And the same thing the other way around, if it's a guy surrounded by a lot of women, then it actually might turn off his potential mate. If they think that, maybe he's dating somebody. Because I'm assuming that even before we date, sometimes we ask someone we know, are they dating anybody? Because you want to make sure you don't approach a situation,
of course,
and try to get in the way.
Right.
So if they're already surrounded by a whole bunch of people, then it could be a little red flag for me if it was the other way around.
Okay.
But in terms of a guy, then my question is, why would a woman want to date that person, thinking that if this is how it is now, why would it make it different when you're dating him?
Yeah.
So what you see today is going to be what you see tomorrow, unless they're actually trying to change something.
Okay.
Sometimes, unless they're working on a subject. So if we have it could be anything. It could be if we have a hang up of any sort. If we're not working on it, then that's a red flag. If they're working on it, say going to CR, what we call accelerated recovery, or seeking counsel, and they're working through it, then that's a potential person to date.
Right.
But if they're not willing to work on it, not realizing, not admitting, then that's a red flag, because and we've heard this in women sometimes date guys hoping they will change and they don't. Guys date women thinking they don't change and they do.
We've all done that.
But it's somewhat true. What you see today, just because he's going to be your your boyfriend, or eventually your husband, doesn't mean he's going to change.
Yeah.
So what you see today is what you have. So I would go based on what you see today is what you got.
Okay.
Now, hopefully the person's improving and can always improve and get better.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We have just a few minutes, so I want to get to one more topic before we have to end up wrapping up. What does a man do to prepare before he meets his potential mate? What are some things that a woman should be looking for? If a woman's getting ready to date somebody, or he's about to date her, what should she see in him that he's preparing? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, David?
Well, as the only single guy here.
What are you doing to prepare?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
How you
to
getting
prepare,
ready?
Internship.
David?
I'm up
Okay, discipleship program, getting closer to Jesus. Come on.
Wow. Well, there's a great. Again, it all becomes about being a student. If you want something, you become a student of it.
Yeah.
So there's a great podcast. Message and I message series listened to by Andy Stanley, and it's called "Are You the Person You're Looking For Is Looking For."
I was just looking. I wrote that quote down, and I just looked it up to add it in. So
check it off your list.
Right. Next round. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging.
So he just asked the question: are you the person that you're looking for is looking for? So what do you want in a mate? Do you want somebody who fears God, who's going, who loves God? So my big quote that if somebody says, what are you looking for in a girl? I always say, well, I want somebody who follows Matt 6:33, which is seek ye first kingdom of God, and all I say, So is that what I'm doing? Am I really seeking God's kingdom first? Am I living my life according to Hebrews 12, which is throwing off everything that could hinder and entangle me and running the race full out? So for me, that's doing internship. For me, that's serving. For me, that's on a daily basis getting in the Word, whether it's the first thing in the morning or last thing at night, depending on my schedule, and really going after God. And she should see fruit of that in his life, whether it's in his relationships with other guys, whether it's in his serving, whether in different relationships he has, there should be some kind of fruit that comes. You might not know if he tithes or not when you first meet him.
It's like, nice
But
to
you
meet
could always ask that question. You could always
But-
ask the question.
But I think
Do you
Going on a
tithe?
date? Do you tithe?
I think the biggest indicator is if he has his priorities in order,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what storm hits him, he's not going to be thrown off. So don't be distracted. Maybe if he's going through a storm, even if he's in a storm, he's still going to have his life together, and he's still going to be seeking God.
Okay.
He's not going to be in shambles.
Just one little last question. Would you guys ask out a woman to coffee if you're not interested in dating her?
No.
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 Boom.
But
just wanted to say that.
I will say,
I just wanted to say it.
yeah, just
We need to know.
but I will say that when a guy asks a woman out for
Yes.
coffee, that is not the same thing as a proposal.
Amen.
If we could just be real about the other side of it.
Touche. It's
And
good. It's good.
if I do ask a woman out for coffee, then it would be nice to know that we can just go out to coffee and hang out. I want to get to know you.
Yeah.
That does. I would hope that 5 seconds after I asked you out to coffee, you didn't send a mass
Oh,
text to
Lord.
your 10 homegirls, just like, oh my God, he just asked me out to coffee. I need you to do the wedding invitations. It's just like,
I think that's one of the scary
Yeah,
parts of it
yeah.
because
Yeah.
you might ask her out to coffee just to get to know her, and you have intentions of dating
Yeah.
her, but an hour later after coffee, you might change your mind for whatever reason, and it's almost like you almost feel like the second you say like, hey, can we go to coffee, you don't have permission to change your mind unless it's like something huge. And so
Wow.
you kind of don't want to twist a guy's arm into dating you either. Like, it's okay for there to be like this, I want to date you, but I'm not sure why, and I want to investigate that phase. And so giving just the space to get to know each other, and it not forcing people into a commitment too early or too soon.
Yeah, that's good.
Anybody else want to touch on that one? The single guy.
I get.
Come
Hot.
do you like coffee?
I think that's good. I think that we're trying to, we have a lot of friendships,
Yeah.
people in the church, especially if it's a smaller community, and the people who are really, going after God, the numbers get smaller and smaller. So, everybody's friends. It's all, everybody hangs out, but you might not know somebody who they really are outside of that. And so just, you want to get to know them better. But maybe God hasn't spoke to you. This is your wife. You don't know for sure, and so you just really want to get to know that person. So just asking them out. I have a female friend say to me once, I want to be the person that he asks out, and if he asks out somebody else before me, then that makes me feel less valued. And I said to that person, maybe he doesn't know who that person is really, and what they like, and so I think you have to give him the benefit of the doubt, and if he continues to follow up after that first coffee date and is still interested, then you get a little excited. But if it's just one, then let's hold off on the celebration, and let's see how it goes.
You guys have a lot of pressure on you when it comes to
Absolutely.
that, don't you? I mean, you really do.
Well,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
your,
Do we
not
put
to,
it on you? Do women put
I-
pressure on you guys in that way?
I don't know where the pressure comes from, and
I know
I'll
where it
probably
comes
get vilified for making this analogy,
Okay.
but I'll do it anyway.
Not here, you won't.
Because I feel like it illustrates the
all
point.
ears.
It's like kind of going onto a car lot and not being able to test drive a car. And I know, like, I'm not saying like full out test drive a car,
We're going to the test drive.
but I mean like
I'm hearing you though.
we,
Okay.
there's a part of it, and I think women are allowed to do this too. Women have permission to, like, get to know people and
Yeah.
see if this is even a comfortable seat to sit in. Like, I'm not saying I want to take it around the block for 6 months, but like, can I sit inside and see if it's comfy? And I guess the whole point is, like, I think there just needs to be space to feel it out and just see if it's the right fit, and not whatever the pressure is, whether it's your church, whether it's your dad, whether it's your mom, whether it's your girlfriends, or whether it's just from yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just giving each other, men and women, the space to just get to know each other and not have all the other things get in the way.
And just to follow up real quickly, if the guy is circling around you and he's not pulling the trigger, then move on.
Yeah.
Because the guy needs to be able to pull the trigger.
I need you to be really plain about that. I'm serious.
No,
Can you break that down?
there's a lot of pressure on guys. Sure, we want to get it right.
I gotta wrap it.
We want to get it right. But yeah, if the guy is hanging out with you and you're being friends and you feel like he's not pulling the trigger, if you've been hanging out for a while and he's not asking you out to coffee or making the next step, then don't waste your time. Move on, because somebody else out there is better.
And that means stop conversations on the phone.
Yeah.
So that means stop
Conversations.
hanging out
Yep.
one-on-one if you're doing that.
Yep.
If he's not willing to
There shouldn't
say,
be a lot of one-on-one hangouts if you're not.
thank
Yeah.
you for saying that.
I will say one other thing that we can all practically do to serve everyone or just the entire dating world is mind your own business.
Yeah.
It's just if someone goes out on a date or goes out to coffee, and you weren't there, it has nothing to do with
Their
it.
business.
You weren't
Stop,
there.
like when people get married, stop asking them the day after they get married when they're having kids. If someone goes out to coffee, stop asking them when they're getting married. Mind your own business. Find something to do.
That's good.
Get some business of your own so that you are not constantly meddling in other people's business.
That's good.
Because I think a lot of times in the church community, dating turns into high school because people don't have enough going on in their life. So they spend too much time harassing people, talking to people, joking with people, and in other people's relationships and
Yeah.
other people's business. And then if new people are dating and they don't know how to set boundaries, then you are actually going to end up interfering with what could potentially be
So
a healthy
true.
relationship because you're inserting yourself in it when it has nothing to do with you. If you're not dating someone, then okay, that's the season you're in, whatever it is. But if your friend starts dating someone, don't just throw yourself into that relationship. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing?
Let
What are you guys
them
doing?
have
Like,
their
yeah, it's just like just
So
mind
good.
your own business sometimes.
That's
Let's
good.
be adults.
When are you guys having kids?
4 years from
Can
now.
you tell we have been
Right.
asked a few times?
Yeah, it's just but I think that's a good thing. Don't make it high school.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nelson, Carlos, David, Kenneth, you guys are awesome, and I really appreciate, none of the women at home are going to really appreciate just the sincerity from your hearts, the realness, and just not putting on any false pretenses. We need to hear this. As your sisters, we need to hear this so that we can better prepare ourselves for what God has for us, so that we can make some wise and wiser decisions. Thank you guys for watching. That is More Than a Conqueror. We're going to keep talking, and hopefully we can get these guys back. In the meantime, leave some comments below. Just whatever questions you have, any things that you want us to talk about, especially with the guys panel. They'd be happy to come back
Yeah.
and talk more. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.